All right. Hello again, Avengers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns set in my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are the people that are currently planning my death. No. Announcements. Not this month, though it might be early access. I think starts at the very end of the month. The new 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide for D&D launches November 12th. Early access starts for Master Tier subscribers 2 weeks before that. So if someone wants to do date math, like I was good at math, kind of, but once you start putting time into math, I lose it. So whatever 2 weeks before November 12th is, I think it's the end of October sometime. That will be a thing.
The player's handbook physical is already out.
Yuppers. Yeah. I did a review of the player's handbook. I wasn't particularly thrilled with it, but there's some interesting ideas in it. I'm interested to see how the player's the DMG deals with a bunch of things. One of the things that's been popping up in my video feed on YouTube is they're talking about bastions, which I'm assuming is their rules for having your own base of operations, which they introduced that in one of the books. I can't remember which ones. It might have been Tasha's, because it wasn't Xanathar's.
One of the books that fixed problems that they rebroke.
Well,
Sorry, Watsy, I'll call you out.
The Bastion system that they introduced in whatever book it was, I thought was a cool system.
There was a thing for factions, but that was another book.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. It's possible that the DMG will work better than the PHB, but we don't know. This is D&D 5.5. Who knows? Also, I think they've updated. They had what was called the basic rules for 2024, which was just fighter, cleric, rogue, wizard, and then some of the new changes. I think over the weekend or fairly recently, they have now released what they call the free rules, which is basically the 2024 version of what was the basic version of D&D 5th edition, where it's got every single class, but only one subclass for each, and then a few backgrounds, a few feats and stuff. So you can...
A few species.
Yeah. So you can play it for free. You just, if you want the whole kit and caboodle, you need to pick up the player's handbook. So cool stuff going on there. I don't know if I've announced it here. Every December, I take a break from running this campaign and my other campaign to run a little mini campaign, try something new. This December, I'm going to be running a Metroid campaign, and because there is no Metroid tabletop RPG, I'm going to be using a system called Lancer. It's an indie-developed TTRPG system. Basically, I tend to describe it as anime-inspired mech combat. So things like Gundam and stuff like that will fit in. Yeah, stuff like that will feel very similar to it. We're just going to pretend that the mechs are power armor, like Samus's power armor. And another kind of big change, because both Christmas and New Year's land on Wednesdays this year. Instead of running it on Wednesdays, we're going to be running it on Mondays just for the mini campaign. Wednesday night D&D is still going to be Wednesday night D&D when I come back in January, but it's just
there's not going to be 2 games a week.
No, my brain is already this close to melting.
Hey Jody, remember when you tried running a new system every week?
That I could have done it before the meds.
Oh.
So, but to be perfectly honest, I did pull it off. It was just a nightmare. So, yay for me. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in seeing some science fiction TTRPG, that'll be happening. It'll still be streamed here. I'll still be uploading the videos to my YouTube channel and everything. The last few ones that I've done have been super, super fun. Last year we did Fabula Ultima, which Imp and Chax are both in, and Chax made the most impossible to hit character ever, and used her double shields very effectively.
Just a walking wall.
We had to play with my buddy, what's his name now? I'm so bad with names. Chax, who's our Twitch Sings friend? You're muted.
Mad Spike?
There we go, Mad Spike. Mad Spike joined us, and he was super cool and fun, and I like him. And he played a fun character too. And I think Daniel was in it too.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun all around. And then the year before, I did Power Rangers, where Imp was a badger, and badgers are very, very cool. And Imp hasn't forgiven me for it yet.
Dude, if I was really pissed at you, you would know it.
So,
Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Just to recap, I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you out on this. White Stag.
Yeah.
Was it also that was a Red Dragon, or was it? No, it was White Dragon for Dale.
Yeah.
Yellow Stag. Lion.
I think it was Lion.
Yeah.
For because they were all based on heraldry.
English heraldry.
And
Lion, Stag, Dragon, Badger.
Yes, badgers are noble animals, and they represent protection in heraldry. Like, that's what the actual symbol of the badger represents. And your character, their big defining feature, where they're very protective of their younger sibling. So it made perfect sense for you to be... Also, badgers are the state animal for Wisconsin. We love our badgers. That's what our football team is, which is kind of boring. But the marching band in Madison is in better shape than the football team. I kid you not, I had a friend who played in the Badger band, played clarinet, marching clarinet in the Badger band. For anyone who doesn't know, clarinet, not a particularly heavy instrument. There's nothing
So
really.
you're holding it aloft for a sustained period of time.
Yeah, I used to do that with a saxophone. So
Yeah.
Saxophone's heavier.
So it's, and I played clarinet as well. But what I'm saying is, it's not like a sousaphone or anything like that. My friend had to drop out of the band because she tore her shoulder.
Ah.
I think she had like a rotator cuff injury or something from being in the marching band. The band is nonsense, but they're amazing to watch. I remember I got to see a game, and the sousaphones marched into the field going like this and this and this and moving the entire sousaphone
Yeah.
as they marched in. It was the coolest thing.
And it probably was hell on their joints.
Well, again, they're in phenomenal shape. Like they really, really are, because they do practices and stuff on the Badger football field, and they will spend hours doing, we used to call them 8 to 5, because you do 8 steps to every 5 yards. They will spend hours doing ankle knee 8 to 5s. It means that when you lift your foot up, it has to go all the way up
Yep.
to your knee, and then you do
Parallel.
So hours upon hours of ankle knee 8 to 5s.
Dang.
That's what it was. They're super, super cool. And UW-Madison is a rough school to get into too. Like they're a Big Ten school. I think you need a minimum of like the 25 on the ACT, which I don't know, because the ACT I think has more points now than when I was in high school. So I don't know what the thing is now, but you can get a maximum of I think 36 points. And the minimum you needed to be even considered for UW-Madison was a 25. Anyway, so cool stuff like that going on. But unless there are other TTRPG related cool stuff going on. Oh yeah, yesterday the Welcome to Night Vale RPG backer kit, Kickstarter, something like that, started. So the people at Renegade are adapting the Essence 20 system to create a Welcome to Night Vale TTRPG. So if you want to check that out and back it and stuff like that, I have no links because I have no money right now. So I have not even looked into it. It's going on for basically the whole month. So check it out. Essence 20 system is really great. From what I've heard, Welcome to Night Vale is amazing. I've never gotten into it just because podcasts are not my thing, but a lot of famous people have been on it.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, yep, Felicia Day was on. I think Will Wheaton played a character in there. I think half the guild cast.
Brindley Mulligan.
Yeah, Brindley Mulligan's in there.
Across the board, yeah.
Anyway, I think it's time for us to return to Traversing the Veil. The party's fucked. So, no.
Accurate.
The party, realizing that the meeting was about to happen much faster than they were anticipating, decided to inspect a magic sigil that they had noticed earlier. A cursory investigation of the sigil didn't provide them with much information, but they did notice a significant force hiding in the buildings around it. So the party decided to infiltrate, and as they were infiltrating, they set off the sigil, which resulted in a massive pillar of earth being risen into the air, and multiple groups getting onto it and setting up ballistae, apparently waiting for some skybound enemies. The party soon found out the various sovereignty marines were anticipating beholders and were intent on attacking them when they arrived. But unfortunately, the beholders, while they were surprised, did not seem very effective, as a large beholder skull with glowing ghost-like eyes came in, flanked by two other beholders. Looks a lot like that.
Oh my freaking god.
Which then mentioned something about a negotiation and went into the tavern where the meeting was meant to go. So the party decided to send in Smegwick's familiar Spitwit to eavesdrop and finally, hopefully, discover what has been going on in the Sovereignty.
That's to be done!
So, reminder for me. Actually, let's do this one. That makes more sense. So the last time we played, you guys investigated the sigil through clever uses of, I think it was it Dimension Door that you guys used?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, use Dimension Door to bring Arai and
Reggie and Arai.
Reggie into a building. You guys dealt with some people and then were good enough to be able to convince them that you weren't the people that just attacked them. And started learning some information that they were looking for beholders. They believed that Arai was a blade singer for a little bit, which Arai was more than happy to not dispute. Beholders came, went in. Was there anything else that you guys did other than sending Spitwit in?
Well, the beholders got dropped and they came back up as zombie beholders.
Yeah.
Uh, we, I think we moved, like, because I know we're not. I know we're not in the tower anymore. Um, Spitwit went in through the top side. He made it. He's basically pulling a kitty and
Yeah.
flopped down, pretending to listen.
Yeah, he
And
flapped.
whoever was waiting in there screamed bloody murder and is now dead. But
Probably.
there's someone in there they're going to be conducting meetings with.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically the whole side of the tavern opened up for him.
Cool. So, just looking for the right ambiance. I'm gonna go with this one. So, Imp, are you using your see through their eyes thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you invoke the ability to see and hear through your familiar,
It's just
the first thing that you notice is just a little bit almost of a little bit of kind of like motion sickness, as cats are very, very strange if you're at their eye level. Like, they can make these jumps that they shouldn't be able to, and they move very, very quickly and very, very smoothly. And so it takes Spitwit a little bit of time to get to a spot where he's in a good place where he believes he's not going to be targeted, but has the ability to see everything. So it takes a moment for him to settle down and finally get to the point where he's watching. And as you look down, you can see there is a gentleman dressed in kind of finer clothes. You have seen a few people that look very similar to him from your time as a scout, where every so often you'd have ambassadors or other things, negotiators that would give you insight into where you were going and where you were scouting. So seeing a negotiator, diplomat person is not incredibly jarring. But flanking him on either side are these two Eladrin. The first one, to your eyes, looks really, really young. Like, if it weren't for the fact that elves are kind of hard to kind of age based on just their physical appearance, this one looks barely outside of teen years to you. But she's standing very confidently there. And there seems to be this kind of air kind of always around her, where her hair will kind of flip every so often. And then the other side is a older male presenting Eladrin. They both have long kind of golden hair, and they both have weapons at their sides. But the gentleman actually has a whip coiled on his hip, and the woman has the more kind of traditional rapier. And they're both standing there, and you can even through Spitwick's eyes, you can tell that the weapons themselves are very powerful magic weapons, and you just kind of get this intimidating feeling just looking at them through your familiar's eyes.
I think as I'm relaying this, obviously, since I'm giving them a play-by-play, technically I don't have to see it, so I can actually also do, like, I'm doing this and I'm giving play-by-play, so, like, to Eladrin, minor illusion, minor illusion.
Mm-hmm. I would say, Arai, when you see one of them with a whip, That's a particularly rare blade singing style, just because it's remarkably complicated to and difficult to get right.
Mm-hmm.
You remember your father kind of talking about a lot of it's referred to as snake style blade singing, and a lot of snake style blade singers are very good at what they do, but they're condescending pricks.
Mm,
Just
yep.
absolutely. Oh, you use a sword? How adorable. The two blade singers are standing behind the chair where this person is sitting. And the other thing that you notice is the diplomat. His skin is almost gray with just how much blood has drained from his face. You can see he's broken into a flop sweat. Like,
Mm,
even from. Your cat is probably like 20 feet away from where this is happening. And you can see the, like, puddles of sweat that are just kind of draining off of him. But as of this point, no one else is in the room with him. He's just kind of sitting there waiting. And then suddenly you hear the sounds of very large doors opening. And again, despite the fact that all you're getting from Spitwick is sight and sound, you feel a chill run down your own spine as this massive beholder skull slowly floats in. And you can see these kind of ghost eyes just constantly looking everywhere. And one of them looks directly at Spitwick and focuses for just a second. And you feel, as soon as the eye looks at as soon as the eye looks at your familiar, like, your own heart goes cold, and you guys actually watch as this is Smegwick starts sweating a little bit. You watch as a little bit of the blood drains from Smegwick's face, just as an involuntary reaction to this creature.
I hold his hand to calm him down.
And then shortly after the large skull comes in, the two beholder zombies kind of come in, dripping entrails and other things. And you watch as the negotiator kind of pulls his sleeve up to his nose. And he goes, "No, no, 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 no. They can't be in here. That will make this too." And finally, the giant beholder skull speaks. "Oh, are my guards hurting your poor, weak sensibilities? You know, they probably wouldn't smell as bad as they do if you hadn't tried to kill me. I am very sorry. I was not informed of any of that happening. I will very much discover who it was that did that. It is completely reprehensible. If that is the lie you wish to tell, I will allow it. But understand, that is the last lie you speak in my presence." And you notice as the two Eladrin tense up, and almost imperceivably their hands move slightly closer to their weapons. "So, shall the negotiations begin?" And you watch as the skull kind of turns to its two zombie lieutenants, and they slowly start moving away. And you realize that you're very, very happy that the only two senses that are transmitted to you are sight and sound.
I think Spitwit is enough of a petty bitch since he well, yeah, he's telepathic.
Mm-hmm.
So a telepathic connection is more than a warg, so I think he is petty enough to like.
You start, I,
Oh, you bastard!
you start
He's
getting
probably
very unpleasant images and feelings because officially he can send images and he can send feelings, not sense.
Well, that's as a Tressum. I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry,
No,
as
as
a
a
pseudo
pseudo
dragon.
dragon. Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying because of the telepathic connection.
Anyway, yeah. So
Spitty's whole body must be like football sized by now from all the fear.
the two.
Quick question: the
Sure.
diplomat, is he human,
As far as you can
elemental?
tell, so much of him is covered up, and because he's sitting down, more likely than not, he's human. He could be a very kind of, for lack of a better term, he could be a very human presenting air genasi because, again, air genasi tend to be defined by relatively pale skin and light hair.
Oh yeah, their hair's like literally light,
Well,
like
yeah,
like airy.
but there are like the genasi in general have a very very wide range of how their elemental aspects manifest, and some people it for like air genasi sometimes it literally is just kind of light wavy hair and there's always like a little kind of breeze around them.
The
So
fine clothes, so it's like finery, so it's not. It doesn't look like Tempest Sovereignty.
again, you've seen similar outfits for diplomats and things like that from your
Yeah.
time in the military. So he's obviously a diplomat. He's wearing an extremely nice suit, and it just tends to cover just about everything. He's also wearing gloves, which is not 100% out of the ordinary, but it is something that you're not used to seeing for diplomats. You know, a lot of times it can be perceived as a little bit rude if you have something that's going to prevent you from like physically touching. Like if there was a handshake and you required to have a glove on, it can be misconstrued as, ooh, I don't want to touch you. So yeah, but because of that, the only thing that you can see is basically his face and hair and the
What,
copious amounts of sweat dripping off of him.
what are the Eladrin wearing? Or the Blade Singers?
The Blade Singers themselves are wearing, for you, it's traditional combat garb.
Mm.
For someone that's not familiar with the Eladrin, they look like they're just in kind of comfortable clothing, nice comfortable clothing. But again, with your history, you recognize that this is very very traditional combat garb. There, it looks kind of like relaxing clothing, but there's leather reinforcements and other things in it, so it's technically leather armor.
Mm.
And you would be surprised if it's not enchanted in some way, shape, or form as well.
Um,
That
would
line
I
will do. I'm staring up at the holder.
would I know if like from their uniforms they were banned their charge were from like a specific branch of the sovereignty or just
They're
generic?
they're technically not sovereignty. Like the sovereignty generally doesn't utilize blade singers because blade singing art is an Eladrin tradition that is extremely closely guarded. So there technically aren't any blade singers in the sovereignty,
Yeah.
and the clothing that they're wearing is very Verdant Empire looking. Like
Ah,
it looks like something you would see in the Verdant Empire. So you're not sure
mm,
if these are mercenaries that were hired, if these are defectors,
ah,
what? Because the sovereignty is currently at war with the Verdant Empire, along with
yeah, true.
all the other elemental kingdoms. So it's extremely rare to see a blade singer anywhere in the sovereignty,
Okay.
and they are almost exclusively Eladrin. Though you have heard of some genasi being allowed to be taught blade singing.
Mm.
But those have been, you have heard about it. You've never seen a genasi blade singer.
Mm.
so as everything is kind of quieting down and the beholder zombies leave, the large beholder skull goes, "So, what is it you are here to offer me?" Well, and you see him just take this kind of big gulp. Obviously, we have we are aware of your leader recently arriving within the borders of the sovereignty, and we wanted to try and open diplomatic relations before. And you can see in his eyes, he has a speech rehearsed and ready to kind of speak it. And you can see in his eyes, he is regretting the words that he is saying as he says them. We wanted to open diplomatic relations before being forced to bring the entirety of our naval forces against you. Isn't that precious? Can we assume the pitiful attempt on my life was not your full force? Again, that was not... I had absolutely no knowledge of that, and I will be going directly to the higher ups, and I will ensure that those renegade soldiers that attempted to ruin these negotiations, they will most definitely be sternly dealt with, and I can only offer my utmost apologies. I have been told via messaging spell that they are currently rounding up those that survived and will be transporting them via prison ship to our large penal colony in the north, Airhold. So understand that I've been sent personally and been told personally to offer our sincerest condolences about that.
This motherfucker is lying like a goddamn 8-year-old.
What
Well,
was he said about sending them? Where did he say he was taking them? Or lied about?
to Airhold. Airhold's the
Oh,
prison city.
oh, okay.
Yeah. By the way, you guys are in the streets. There are no sovereignty people rounding up anybody.
Yeah, I know. It's like
Yeah, they are. He's lying out his ass.
they're probably scrounging up their who's still standing.
Yeah.
Well, let us move forward then. I think you were attempting to threaten me. No, that of course any discussion of force or anything was not meant to be a threat. It was simply to inform you about the fact that you are infringing upon sovereignty soil. Vox's Landing was a officially licensed station. They pay taxes to the sovereignty, so of course we're going to be upset when a new force simply comes in and occupy. Not occupy. No. When new people just kind of show up within our borders, we found it unexpected. Is all. And so of course if we were to suddenly show up in your homeland, you would obviously consider responding with force. It's a totally natural thing. When unexpected people show up. Yes, yes. Very natural. So, what are we going to do? Well, I have been given authority to negotiate a peaceful transition from Voxus Landing to, if you would like to set up a consulate here. We have quite a few different islands that are sparsely populated. We could move the population and allow you a consulate there so that we can maintain diplomatic relations, maybe create some trade relations. I think we could very quickly grow to be very strong allies.
These motherfuckers are bending the knee so hard that someone's going to need surgery.
Yeah.
So, your solution, is to sequester us on a tiny little island and hope that we play nice. That is what you are offering. Well, you see, this is a negotiation. We wanted to kind of open with the idea that we are welcome to you having a presence here. You know, obviously, we have no idea where you come from, but we don't want you to feel that we are in any way against the idea of you or your any big gulp again peoples are somehow enemies of this sovereignty, because we don't consider you that in any way, shape, or form. We would much rather you be allies. Yes. You mortals are so predictable. You think simply because you have never been challenged that you somehow are mighty. How adorable. Well, you can see him kind of pulling on his collar, and he starts to kind of reach around a little bit. And you notice something else that seems kind of odd that hadn't struck you until this very moment, Smegwick. You yourself have probably never been directly involved in any sort of negotiations. But something that's extremely common in negotiations is water. Some sort of drink, because people are going to be speaking a lot. Something to keep, vocal cords moisturized and things like that. There's
maybe a nice spread.
Mm-hmm. There's normally something there, because in addition to helping things go along, having something to focus on in addition to the conversation generally tends to relax people.
Does this guy have anything? Like, obviously no water, like you just insinuated.
Mm-hmm.
Papers, ledger.
There's nothing. Which again, now that you're focusing on it, shouldn't be happening. In a negotiation, bare minimum, they should have documents. They should have, if they're considering actually having something get declared at this meeting and it not just being like an opening negotiation, they should have someone there to notarize it and documents to sign and inkwells and quills and things. There's literally nothing on the table. And as you kind of look at it more, the table itself looks kind of fancy, but the more you focus on it, it's not a fancy table. It's a fancy tablecloth.
Mm.
They literally have just taken one of the tables that people normally eat in the tavern at and put a fancy tablecloth on it. And you kind of negotiating with Spitwick, go, hey, look down, look over here, look. You can see from underneath it, it's a really just shitty tavern table. because you can see just a little bit under the tablecloth because it doesn't go completely to the floor all around. Yeah, like this whole thing is very kind of last minute put together, as far as you can tell. Other questions from anyone?
How are the
So-
Eladrin responding to him every time?
Yeah, how are they?
Smegwick, you would be, I guess, kind of impressed with the fact that both the Eladrin have found a way to very nonchalantly and very kind of naturally keep their hands either on their weapons or near their weapons the entire time without looking threatening in any way, shape, or form. Which is an extremely difficult thing to do. Anytime, anytime a hand touches steel, people get jumpy.
Mm.
And they
But
are...
not with leather.
Well, anytime a hand touches leather, other things happen. People get jumped, but in a very different way.
That's what she said.
Yeah, like they are masterfully ensuring that if something were to happen, they could both instantly be combat ready. And yet they look like the young woman looks just very relaxed and almost happy to be there. And the older gentleman looks bored. Like,
What?
outright just kind of looks actively bored.
So they're not like being charmed in any way by the lead guy, or
It would be difficult to figure that out simply visually, especially since technically Smegwick
Yeah.
doesn't control
yeah,
where
What-
he's looking. Like, you can tell
where
Spitwick where to
Spitty
look,
goes.
but Spitwick still has control over everything, so it's
Yeah.
not quite as valuable. So if
Cats
there is
do what they want.
yeah, if there is some sort of magical compulsion for them to be there, you can't tell.
Mm.
So
Definitely playing it cooler than this guy.
Yeah, I would be peeing my pants.
I mean, I've presented an offer to you. We would be very happy to listen to whatever offer you would to tend to me. And again, despite all of the ugliness that has happened here, I want to assure you that I am here in good faith. I am here to find a way for our two peoples to coexist. Coexist, you say? Here's my idea. This city offends me. It is infested with lesser beings. They revolt me. The stench of this place is unbearable. And I think you can see it as well. So I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to take this blemish on your society off your hands, and I am going to cleanse it for you.
God.
And when I am done, I will return to the one true ruler of everything and tell him in his glorious name has this disgusting pustule of filth been cleansed? I mean, that's a very compelling offer. Unfortunately, I would say the higher ups are probably not going to be completely thrilled with that idea. Might I make a counter offer? Oh, I would love to hear your counter offer. Well, as much as it may seem that this city is as you say, infested, we have recently been working very, very hard to relocate the inhabitants here. So if Vox's Landing is not quite exactly what you're looking for, if you'd like to set up an embassy here, we could allow an embassy to be made here. That would give you a wonderful way for us to be able, because it's very, very close to Imperius. So we could open further negotiations. Maybe even have your own little section of the sovereignty. We could allow you to install your own governors that would report to the sovereignty. And after what just happened, do you really think I'm going to allow you to leave completely unscathed? What would that look like? To my men, what would that look like to the supreme ruler of all? If my response to you attempting to kill his chosen messenger was to simply allow you to run away. Well, it would, You can see, like, tears are starting to form in the corner of his eyes, and the flop sweat's getting worse, and his skin is starting to turn kind of a greenish color. It would most definitely show your incredible mercy and just how much of a noble leader that you are, that after a complete catastrophe of a mistake, that you would allow someone that you respect to find a way to make up for the mistake. Yes. You are going to pay for your mistake. There is no doubt in my mind you are going to pay very dearly. And you watch as his entire mannerism changes. Going from the kind of bumbling but terrified person to this almost complete loss of hope. His shoulders slump. His head looks down. You can see tears are now dripping off of him. What if we don't evacuate? What if we just give you the city as it is, and whatever happens, happens? But I would need to be allowed to leave to inform my higher-ups that this is the deal that we reached. I would need assurances that I would be allowed to leave. Oh, this is precious. The nobility sacrificing their own to save his own life. I didn't think you had it in you. You are petty, and I love it. Oh, it has been so long since I have been able to see such a desperate act of self-preservation. Oh, it's wonderful. It's amazing. The fact that you are capable of such betrayal. You have won my admiration. I believe I can agree to those terms with one caveat. You leave, but I want these two. And everything stops for a moment.
Oh, what's their reaction to that?
As you hear those words, Spitwick instinctively looks towards the Blade Singers. And as Spitwick is looking, again, it's, if you ever watch like a TikTok, the whole like spin transition thing that's really popular in TikTok, lots of motion, and then you're suddenly in a different place. That's effectively what happens. Spitwick turns to look at the Blade Singers. There's no Blade Singers there. There's no indication of anything. Or actually, no, because you guys are too far away.
What?
Literally everything stops for a moment. You can't see anything. It's almost like somebody paused a movie.
Just FYI, if it at all matters in this case, as a Tressum, they can detect invisibility.
It's not invisibility.
Okay.
Can we recognize if it was a spell that was cast?
Because
I know that
of,
that's the beholder, but
because of what is going on right now, Smegwick, as far as you can tell, literally someone has pushed pause on reality. And as you're sitting there focusing, Spitwick is not responding to you. No one in the room is moving. The sweat and tears on the negotiator's face have frozen in place. Everything has stopped.
can
You guys on the
still-
outside are still perfectly fine. And let's go with this.
I'm
Why
sorry. So
don't-
is Spitwit also that's like suddenly stationary?
yeah, Spitwick is frozen as everything else currently. What I want you guys to do, let's decide specifically where you guys are hiding. I know the last time we had you kind of hiding in a nook here, but you would have had a little bit of time if you wanted to kind of relocate while Spitwick was getting into place. So why don't you guys decide, where do you guys want to be hidden? The only limitation I'll say is you need to be next to the road here somewhere. Because too much further than that, and you'll be outside the range that Spitwick
that
can.
we can communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, where you guys can go ahead and just move the little musketeer thing we have there. Move
Yeah.
it to where you guys want to be, because that's going to change what you guys are aware of. Is where you're sitting right now.
Imagine we probably want to be away from this tower since a lot of guys are
And
got blasted and they're trying to reconfigure and everything.
Yeah.
so the audience
Do
to
we-
see, this is what we're looking at here.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do you guys want to go?
What do you guys think? We can go either I was thinking either here or here.
Yeah, I
Probably.
was thinking like over here.
Well, the further we get away from the area that we're in is probably going to be better because this is, where everything sort of happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
So getting further away from that. So I was thinking like maybe over here or yeah, that other corner would do.
I think
but-
that would maybe be too far for Spitty's communication, maybe?
Oh yeah, because there he is right there. I didn't see him.
Well, I don't know. Like this is just where he started. I don't know where Spitwit is when he posted up.
Yeah,
Oh,
as
gotcha.
long as you
Okay.
guys are, next to this kind of the road encircling this,
Yeah.
you're within range.
Okay. Arai would probably have brought up the comment again that he doesn't want to stay within the zombie, essentially, that's here
Yeah.
sight. So getting out of that range of view, his line of sight would be ideal. Because again, we don't know what this can do or what it can see, or if he's able to treat these zombies as familiars, or we don't know anything at this point.
There was something
So,
may come
oops.
up if he
Right.
the guy wants to save himself, go tell the higher ups if the beholder is planning on letting him escape by when he when the guy in charge go down like the entrance, and then we can maybe we could ambush him there since he would be by himself. Or
Well, as a reminder, they came from this direction.
oh, oops.
So there's multiple, because it's a big tavern. There's multiple entrances to it. This one in the front is the main entrance, but there's a back entrance. There's a couple on the side. It's a big tavern.
Yeah, which one did the zombie holder come through, since we don't really want
I
to.
thought they came through the side.
No, the zombie beholder came right from here. He came from
Yeah.
east to south, and then he was attacked by these guys over here.
Oh, okay.
And then, literally just came through. The zombie he created is still chilling right up front here.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
So
we
what do
go
you
on
recommend?
the upper right then, if and it's based on that position on the lower right of the building.
What?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What was the
Oh.
question?
Spitty's still like on the
Spitty is
lower.
somewhere in here. You guys actually don't know because you
It's-
can't see him.
Like it's somewhere.
Yeah, he's in the building somewhere. Even Smegwick doesn't have a great idea because he's in the rafters, and so it's hard to
Yeah.
kind of pinpoint exactly where he is.
Yeah, so maybe we should go somewhere in the northeast kind of thing, provided we still have enough distance to be in contact with them.
Like I said, as long as you're next to the road, you're in range, so you can
Okay.
be anywhere next to the road. So
What do you guys think?
Is that her?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
So, back to what happens. Everything freezes. Like time seems to just stop existing for a moment. And I need perception checks from Aoi and Arai, because unfortunately, Smegwick, you are preoccupied.
What the heck is that?
The heck is what?
That is an ugly dice. Wow.
Go here.
21.
Okay.
Thank God, because I got a 2.
That's
Right.
a Lego die.
So, Aoi, you are still, as Smegwick was kind of relaying everything to you, you were still kind of stunned at the idea that this person seemingly seems fine with sacrificing a city to this, and so you're
Yeah,
still kind
that
of dealing
goes
with
against what everything Aoi stands for.
Mm-hmm.
Arai, you are a little bit more pragmatic. You're aware that this is a horrible, disgusting person. You probably have strong feelings. I'll let you decide what your feelings are for that. But you've also kind of been taught that feelings come later when you're in a dangerous situation. You can deal with the feelings later. Right now, you need to figure out. And so when Smegwick basically starts going, hello, and trying to kind of figure out, you suddenly
Yeah, because
see...
I still feel a connection to Spitwit, right?
Yeah, he's just frozen in time as far as you can tell.
Is the I'll just call him ULB for right now. Undead Lich Beholder. Is he frozen too?
As far as you can tell, time simply seems to have stopped working.
Yeah.
Everything
Wow.
is frozen. Um,
It's a diorama in there right now.
Arai, you notice the two blade singers suddenly appear using a misty step. You're familiar with that. Uh, yeah, I gotta look at how this spell works. Give me 1 second. When you're using spells that you don't remember.
Most of us have it.
No, you don't. This is a 9th level spell.
No, not Misty Step.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a
you're
feeling I know what the
using like
spell is, but I'm like,
fire step, teleport.
Oh, I guess no. You guys would be. There isn't a range on this. Oh, okay, interesting. So, yeah. Unfortunately, none of you guys see anything. It's just as you're sitting there. Spitwick kind of turns around.
I'm sorry. Is
This
real?
is a recon or a retcon. Sorry. So yeah, as Spitwick goes to look at them, they simply aren't there anymore. No Misty Step, no nothing. They just simply don't exist.
Okay, so no one's frozen now.
Yeah.
All right.
And the giant beholder skull. Fascinating. Didn't realize you had brought such powerful retainers.
So they were just a blip.
Yeah, they just simply. Again, it's just
Yeah,
they're not there.
they're like, fuck this
They
shit,
didn't-
I'm out.
They didn't vanish. They didn't run. They didn't teleport. They simply stopped existing. I will go because Arai, you did get a 21. Because how long does this last?
I think I know what this is too, but
Yeah, it's only so Arai. As Smegwick kind of describes, they're not there anymore. Again, you're looking around and you would notice, just for a brief glimpse, the very blurry images of two Eladrin blade singers booking it the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Screw you guys, I'm going up.
You saw them actually go in this direction. You would have kind of seen them through this building here. So you saw them kind of go this way using Misty Step after Misty Step after you see them start whispering the words of a dimension door, and then they're gone.
Ugh. It's my plan.
Face Step, not Misty Step.
Thank you. The thingy that Eladrin do. So the diplomat or the negotiator is sitting there, and he realizes that his guards are gone, and he just kind of melts into up of a puddle in front of him. Please, 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 I'm trying to help you. We're gonna give you the city, but the agreement was that I had if I don't report back, they're gonna send everything, and you don't want that, right? No. This is fine. And
Well,
you
everything's
see
on
like
fire.
you see the fabric on his shoulder kind of get pinched like someone's grabbing it, and you watch as he's kind of lifted slightly up.
Oh, no.
So he's in a more upright position, not like lifted into the air, but just kind of helped up to his feet. You can go. Take that door and leave. None of my beholders will bother you in any way, shape, or form. You have my word. And you see this look of disbelief on his face, and there's almost a joy there, but it's very quickly soured. And you can see he's trying to say something, and a million different words are coming to him, and he says nothing, and he just runs. He trips over himself a little bit, kind of gets himself back up. You guys watch as he starts running away to the north.
Should we go after him?
Arai is going to let you guys know that he saw the Blade Singers booking it.
Hey, they're smart. Should we kill this guy before he tells his superiors what he did?
Arai's just gonna stop and look at Aoi. Kill who?
I'm sorry.
Did you? You think we can do something? Did you see those two Blade Singers book it? Do you see the guy?
No, I mean
we are not that good.
I know. I meant the guy who ran away from him.
I don't want to deal with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm still looking at this beholder. I wanted to see if he's saying anything. I don't know what you guys are up to. Let me know if anything else happens.
You can't hear anything. So, Smegwick, you watch as one of the eyes kind
You
of...
two are just arguing, and Spitwitch just like working, just like keeping an eye on, watching CCTV.
So you watch as one of the eyes looks up, and a huge portion of the ceiling of this building just doesn't exist anymore. As the beholder skull starts to kind of rise into the air, Spitwit, totally fine, was not in the area of the disintegration ray. So, but yeah, you guys can now see the beholder skull rising up, and his voice gets extremely loud, and he goes, "Citizens of the sovereignty, congratulations, that man." And you watch as the guy running away starts glowing. "Has negotiated a wonderful settlement. You all have been sacrificed to me. So, if you are in any way displeased with this negotiation, perhaps you should do something about the negotiator fleeing. In the meantime, I am going to start taking my prize."
Yep, should have killed the negotiator.
He's still...
He doesn't care.
He was
Before this, way before this.
Huh?
Oh, I was about to say, like, he was not someone that would have been picked first or second or, like, 37th for kickball. You can catch up to him.
Yeah.
Killing him is
No.
inconsequential.
No,
Okay.
I mean, in the past.
Okay.
It would have meant nothing.
No,
Also, you think
I
that...
mean, nothing would have meant anything at this point, since you know what we're looking at.
So what would you guys like to do? You also think that with how loud that proclamation was, you don't think, like, you would not put good money on him making it out of here.
Well, first off, the second he zapped a hole in the ceiling, I didn't want to interrupt that part.
Mhm.
He unwarred, because that's
Okay.
that's just dual feedback at that point.
Mhm.
So he just like recalled Spitwit, because
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, oh shit.
You saw us, right?
No,
He's
you guys
not peeking out.
are hidden.
Yeah, he also didn't care.
No, we are ants.
We are like the buzzing of flies to him.
No, we are ants. Flies would annoy him. He does not care. He does not see us.
So as you guys are sitting there and you watch as the giant beholder skull starts to leave, you see over the horizon a large object starting to rise. And for a moment, you all the blood in your body just freezes. because you see what looks like the beholder dragon that you saw before just rising above the city. You soon realize it's not moving at all. As it keeps getting higher and higher, you see that there is a massive life, or larger than life, effigy, effectively, stone effigy of this beholder dragon rising from beneath the beneath the veil. And as it gets high enough that you can see the kind of base of it, you realize that Vox's Landing has been turned into a giant pedestal for this statue of the beholder dragon. And
Sorry, we're seeing Vox's Landing statue from Exelos.
yeah, they moved it over here. Because again, the Vox's Landing in and of itself is mobile. So yeah, what, as far as you can tell, it actually was submerged beneath the veil and rose out of the veil right next to Exelos. And then you start seeing little balls start coming out of every crevice and everything as a legion of beholders starts to descend upon the city.
A bunch of TIE fighters.
Run.
Where is the where's the water fountain and where is our ship from where we are?
So where you guys are right now,
We gotta go.
your ship is on the west side of the city, and these are coming from. No, sorry, because I turned the thing in my head. These are coming from. I have to look at the map. Sorry, I used to be able to visualize all this stuff in my head, and I can't anymore.
Well, I know our ship's to the west. I do know that. If we're looking like in
Right,
relation
so-
to that.
It's coming from the south. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so beholders coming from the south. You guys are just about dead center in the city. The ship is to the west, and the fountain is to the northeast of where you are. You're a little bit closer to the fountain than you are to the to your ship. Your ship would take you normally maybe 30 minutes to get to it. The fountain, you can get there in about 10. So what do y'all want to do?
Run.
I think, by the way, I had the same thought. So the same thought before we played the game. So it's like, I'm like, crap. Okay, let's run. And I think without even saying it, we're running north. We're running northwest.
Yeah, full Naruto run.
All right, and you're heading towards
The fountain.
the fountain. Okay.
Northeast, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what should take you 10 minutes takes you a little closer to 15 because people are starting to pour out of buildings and panic. And so the city itself has turned into chaos and carnage. People are going around. Some people are arming themselves. Some people are fleeing. It seems almost random as to who is doing what. But the fountain area, because really the only thing in the fountain area is the fountain, there's not a ton of people there because there's not a whole lot of places to hide. As you get there, again, for the most part, it seems empty. What do you want to do? And you guys can see the beholders are starting to kind of take over this as a city. You can see they're shooting disintegration rays and death rays and all these other things as they're just kind of going kind of indiscriminately, destroying buildings, destroying people. What do you guys want to do?
Arai is going to, because we found, or in the, Ismail is by the fountain. Arai is going to look around the area to see if he could find her and like be screaming her name while he's trying to
Sure.
locate her while they're moving.
Why don't you give me a perception check? What are the rest of you guys? You guys can see Arai is...
Failing. 7.
Arai is kind of beside himself at this particular point into the time. He seems a little bit desperate. He's looking everywhere. He's stopping random people, going, "Have you seen Esmail?" And they'll just look, and he's realizing the name Esmail means nothing to anyone here. So he starts just describing, it's a woman that looks like this. She was wearing this. The few people that you can get to respond to you just say, "I never met her. Don't know who you're talking about." You're starting to become more desperate because people are running by. There's this chaos. Like, there's just panic everywhere.
Yeah.
And the plan you are aware of is that you meet here, and she's not here. And you haven't known her for an extremely long time, but she's never not been where she's supposed to be.
Okay, Arai's gonna find higher ground, either by getting on top of the fountain or getting on a building or something.
Okay.
Just higher.
The fountain itself is only going to give you probably about like 8 feet. If you want to climb,
because Arai is like almost 7 foot. So
I was gonna. You have a choice. You can go up the fountain, or you can go one of the buildings, which will get you probably about 20 feet in the air.
Right.
Fountain you can do without blinking. For a building, I just need an athletics check.
Okay.
While we were running, since all this stuff was kicking off, when he got, when Smegwick got Spitwit, he just took a dagger, cut the harness, and just like, yeah, no need for the skies anymore. Fly, buddy. So Spitwit's now full trust on not fucking with the skies anymore.
Sure.
While we were running, when we get to the fountain, I know he's not here right now, but I would say, like, Reggie's the only one with a sending spell. He would tell, like, Reggie, Hail Mary, send Ismail a message, see if it connects this time. Where the fountain, blah, blah.
Sure. Sending spell goes off. The response he gets back is just, "Get ready."
Oh, we got a response.
Okay.
We got a response.
Reggie turns to you, is like, "Anyone else that you need me to send something to? Because, yeah."
Did she say where to go? Did she say where to go? Or
"Get ready" are the only thing that came back.
she said get ready, so I'm like, she said get ready, so I'm gonna guess she knows to go to the ship.
Okay.
That's fucking ambiguous. Get ready doesn't mean stay here. I'm gonna say that much.
Yeah.
He's yelling out to Arai.
Okay. All right. What'd you get for your athletics check?
27.
27. Yeah. You are you're running on pure adrenaline at this point. You walk up the side of the building. You don't climb. You just stroll up. As you get to the top, you use your better than average elven sight, and you're checking faces and stuff like that, and you realize that there is a commotion happening slightly to the south of where you are, but you don't see beholders there causing it. And so that kind of draws your eye, and you can see there's a bunch of people that seem to be kind of grabbing on to a singular figure in the center. And as you're trying to figure out who it is, suddenly you see a flash of red, and then another one, and then you watch as an arm falls, no longer attached to a body, and the people that were swarming this person back off real quick. And in the middle of the brawl, with an unnaturally long elven dagger, is Esmail, who has like a little bit of blood running down her face. You're not sure whose blood it is. And she looks pissed, but she seems to have gotten her point across. And you can see in her right hand is this, again, very long, they recall it a fighting knife. But in the other hand is a strange device that's obviously from the Verdant Empire, like the mechanics and everything of it. You know you've seen something like this before, and she's just kind of dragging it along with her. And now that the people are off, she quickly glances around. She sees you and just looks at the fountain. looks back at you, looks at the fountain, and makes a beeline.
Okay. Rye's gonna jump off the building and try and get Smegwick and everyone to
Right.
join at the fountain. Sorry, excuse me.
So, Smegwick, Owie,
Mhm.
Arai kind of... You guys are dealing with a panic, and suddenly very light footsteps just kind of land right next to you, and Arai is there and is ushering you towards the fountain.
The fountain, to the fountain!
Ah,
As I'm assuming you guys go with her?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys get there, again, everything is just absolute chaos. And suddenly the crowd kind of parts. The crowd kind of parts, and you can see a now even more bloodied Esmiel kind of running, more dragging herself towards you. The arm that's holding the dagger is kind of fallen limp by her side,
God.
but she's clutching whatever this device is. And she's running through, and you can see like 3 or 4 bodies behind her that were not killed by beholders. And as she finally gets in, she kind of sees you all. She looks at Arai and goes, "Fancy meeting you here. I must say, chaos follows you like a lost puppy. Here." And she shoves this item into your chest. Align the 3 circles. You need to be the 4 circles. Each one needs to be perpendicular to the one above it and below it. Quickly. And she just collapses on the ground next to you, breathing heavily.
Okay. Rye takes it and aligns it as best
Okay.
as he can.
Yeah.
Could Reggie like try to heal Esmeralda while
Yeah, as Reggie starts kind of conjuring the healing magic, Esmiel just puts her hand up. Save it. You're going to need it. It takes you probably like a minute to actually get them to work, because this is a really kind of confusing contraption, and it's really old. And so there's times that it's just not working, but finally it kind of clicks into place. And as soon as you do that, everything starts spinning. And you can see this little glow in the center start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you see 2 beholder zombies coming towards you. I need you guys to roll initiative for me.
fuck. Okay, finally something good. 19.
Give me just a second to get everything written down.
Thank you. Dimension 20, guys.
Alright. What was it, Howie?
19.
19. Smegwick?
19 on the die. 22.
Cool. Alright.
16.
16. Cool. I need the dice. I also need to open up my combat here. There are mine encounters.
So while you're finding that, can I ask you a question, Judy?
Absolutely. What would you like to know?
So from where we are in the fountain,
Uh-huh.
and Esmiel doesn't look like she's going to stand back up again, does she?
Make me a medicine check real quick.
Okay. Blue dice. Come on, blue dice. 17.
Looking her over, you realize that the reason that her right arm is limp is she has a deep cut going up her bicep, and while it's not quite arterial spurt, it has nicked something bad, and so she is bleeding rather heavily. You think that's probably why she's on the ground, is she's just very weak right now.
Mm.
Whether or not she can get back up, effectively, the longer this takes, the less of a chance she's going to be able to stand back up again.
Right.
Luckily for you, beholder zombies have really, really great dexterity modifiers of -1.
Ah.
And I roll like me.
Yep.
So before either of them can do anything, we're going to start off with Smegwick. The two beholder zombies are about, at this point, they're about 60 feet away.
Okay. Now it's just the two beholder zombies currently right now, right?
There are other kind of beholders kind of going around. These are the only ones that seem to be aware of you guys. Everyone else, they have a smorgasbord of chaos they can cause. But these two seem kind of fixated on you, and specifically on Esmiel.
Okay. If they're coming towards us, we're going to deal with this quick and fast. We need to get out of here. So first thing he's going to do is he's going to... I'm sure I can cast it on both of them. He wants to cast Fairy Fire on the both of them.
Sure.
So that's a
What's the
dexterity
save?
17.
17, cool. And again, their dexterity scores are really, really high.
So dexterous.
Actually, one of them got an 18.
Nice.
The second one, I rolled a 2, turned it into a 1.
1.
So as you sit there and you extend your hand, this kind of burst of... what color do you want your fairy fire to be?
It's Mardi Gras colors. It's purple and green.
Purple and green. So this burst of purple and green just spreads out, and one of the beholder zombies just kind of lazily kind of moves to the side. It misses. The other one, it hits him straight in the face, and it blinks its kind of unseeing eye a bit, but the flames are covering it. Anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
Yes, I will then dump 2 sorcery points into to Quicken Spell and an Eldritch Blast at the one that is all sparkly.
Cool. Go ahead and make your attack rolls then.
2 attacks. First attack. Oh, 16 plus 9. So 25.
Definitely hits. You can go ahead and roll this second attack too, so we can do it all at once.
9 plus 9, 18.
Hits as well. Go ahead and roll damage for both.
Okay.
In the meantime, Mariah's like, what do I do?
You want to take the sparkly one out first? Go for it if it's still here.
I'm holding a spinning thing!
So why are you asking me? Get in the box. 8, 5, 13, and 8 again. 13 again. So 26 total.
Grand total of 26.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to write this stuff down. Math is hard. All right.
Dimension 20 dice, not sponsored.
Go to Mention 20 if you want to sponsor us. Yeah, so you guys watch...
I will happily work for Sam Reich.
You guys watch as the two Eldritch Blasts go, and they literally blow chunks off of this beholder, and he seems to not even notice. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm going to take cover behind any kind of piece of the mountain I can.
Sure. Owie, what do you want to do? Again, right now they're about 60 feet away.
Okay, so I'm going to fire Eldritch. I'm gonna follow Smeglet's lead.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna roll again, just real quick. Oh God. Okay, no bullshit. Because I had advantage on that dude, I re-rolled again just to verify. I got a nat 20 on the first one.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I didn't get on the second one. So just add another 8.
Where did you go? Okay.
Another 8.
Okay.
On that. I do apologize because I also forgot this. I am unloading on everything. I am also going to use Fury of the Small.
Okay.
So that will also be another 4 damage on top of that.
All right. Moving
Oh,
forward, if you
sorry. Well,
end
yeah,
your
sorry.
turn,
Yeah, sorry about that.
it's over at that point. Anyway,
Yeah.
now back to Aoi.
Yeah, so you have advantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Smegwood's lead. I'm going to fire Eldritch Blast on the one that he successfully fairy fired.
Where did? Oh, did you get that from your spell sniper?
Yep.
That makes sense. I was like, where did you get Eldritch Blast? No, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, go ahead with advantage on both the attacks.
Mm, mm, 26.
26. Yeah, that definitely hits. And go ahead and roll the second one
All right.
too, just to get them out of the way. These things have a decent amount of hit points.
May not hit. 16?
16 still hits.
Ah, okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Use a single digit dice since they'll get the sun house. 14.
Is that total of
14.
both?
Yeah, 7
cool.
and 7.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to end my turn by doing what Smegwick did and trying to uh, hide myself in a different part of the fountain.
Okay. So you guys watch as Aoi pulls out her rapier and just kind of points it and does 2 thrusts, and each one shoots off this beam of pure magical force. And again, strikes the beholder, takes big old chunks off it. Beholder just keeps slowly moving forward, barely realizing that bits of itself are being left behind.
So as it's getting hit, is it like stopping at all, or is it
I
just?
think so.
I mean, technically it hasn't moved yet, mechanics-wise, but it seems very intent and focused on moving towards specifically Esmail.
Okay. All right. So I want to get Esmail stabilized,
Sure.
but I also want to find out what I'm supposed to do with this device that she just had me configure.
Sure.
So can I take this turn to stabilize her and ask a question about, like, what is this and what am I doing with it? What am I supposed to do with it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Stabilizing is a medicine check, DC 10. And just asking you questions free.
Okay, 13.
13. So yeah. So you can see her, and as you sit there and you just very quickly start, well, I guess knowing Arai, he would probably rip like
Hey, yeah.
something
Like,
to create his own bandages.
yeah,
Something that
create
He
like
takes
a,
off his belt. Come on now.
yeah, make a tourniquet
That's the
out
whole
of it.
reason it's there.
and as you start bandaging her, she starts kind of like fighting you off. Not really like anger or something, just really no, stop. And
And
then,
he's just like, stop it, you're bleeding out.
and so finally
Nope.
she relents. And as you're sitting there, kind of bandaging and trying to do this while also keeping the thing going, you're sitting there. So, what is this? Just keep everyone within 10 feet. It'll take 20 seconds. or let's see, translate, make that divisible by 6. 24 seconds. Because that round is 6 seconds. It makes it easier.
Yeah.
And as you're able to stop any further blood loss, you can see, like, her vision is swimming. She seems relatively weak. You don't think she's in danger of bleeding out anymore, but you don't think she's going to be standing anytime so soon.
Okay.
Anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
So hold on. So she said, stay within 10 feet of each other,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll take 26 seconds.
24.
24 seconds to
4
do
rounds.
what? No, like,
She, at this point, she's nearly unconscious. That seems to be the most that she was able to get out.
okay. Can I put it down? Or do I have to keep holding it?
As far as you're aware, the directions you've been given is you need to keep the object within 10 feet of everybody. However it stays within 10 feet was not specified to you.
I puts it in his shirt.
Okay. You do notice, have you ever played with a gyroscope before?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
It basically has the properties of a gyroscope where you put it somewhere and it will just balance there.
Hand it to Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie's not doing anything.
Reggie, keep her stabilized. You heard what she said.
Okay.
Okay.
So, anything else you want to do? The rest of your party is still barely within 10 feet as they've gone to the other side of the fountain.
Okay.
But they're still
just
within 10 feet of you right now.
Yeah, just call out down to stay within
Okay.
10 feet.
The
Of the
two
device.
beholder zombies move forward. And I'm not going to use the dice I have in there because they're really loud and I forgot to change them. Cool. So, Smegwick, I need a wisdom saving throw as one of the beholder zombies points one of the 4 remaining eye stalks they have, and you see this blue ray come and strike you in the center of the chest.
Like right through the cover he had.
Yeah, because it's a saving throw.
18.
19? 19's enough. You feel your blood begin to chill. You feel your breathing start to become more shallow. You can feel your heart start racing even more. You feel the panic start overtaking your body, and you immediately go, no. Panic is not the way we deal with this. And you just kind of shake it off, and the fear has no effect on you.
There is the mind killer. Fuck you in particular.
Yeah.
The next one. All right.
Also, how do these fuckers have working eye stalks? Fuck.
I'm not going to hit the same person twice. Arai. I need a dex save from you.
I hope danger sense applies.
I mean, yeah, you would see this black beam heading straight for you.
Oh shit!
Good.
Oh.
19.
19.
Oh.
So as you sit there,
Advantage on dex saving throws.
as you sit there and you see this beholder eye kind of go forward, and you see this black rays, this is start coming towards you. You realize that if it hits you, it's going to hit Esmiel. And if you jump out of the way, it's still going to hit Esmiel. So without even thinking, you just kind of loop one of your arms underneath both of hers and kind of go across the front of her body and just fall backwards. And your weight, with the force that you put into doing it, moved you about 5 feet for the fall, and then another 5 feet as you kind of moved a little bit more. And as you look back, the area that you were inhabiting before doesn't exist. There's just a big crater there. Esmiel kind of looks up at you, and you can see she's starting to get a little bit loopy. She goes, "Where's your shining armor?" And
Her eye starts to glow.
and Reggie, who was trying to tend to Esmiel as it all happened, is just sitting there on his ass as he's looking at where you two used to be, being a big crater, and he's like, Reggie goes and hides with the rest of you guys, and then we're back to Smegwick. The machine grows louder. Now almost the entire machine is engulfed in light. So 1 of 4 rounds have passed. Smegwick, what you doing?
First, fire an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
12 plus.
To make things go faster, armor class of 15.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, then I already got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first one hit. Second, fish crit. Yeah, so close. Okay. 2 Eldritch Blasts. 6, 5, 11. 6 again. Another 11. So that's 22. And then I'm also going to do another Fury of the Small. So it'll be 26 total.
26. You guys watch as, again, Smegwick launches out these 2 bursts of Eldritch power, and instead of just like knocking pieces of the beholder off, you were leaving actual holes in the beholder. It was floating about like 8 to 10 feet off the ground. It is now just barely floating off the ground, and it's starting to kind of drag the bottom of its spherical body along the ground as it's slowly moving towards you. Still alive, but it looks rough. Anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
As much as I would love to blast this thing again, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I will go for broke right now. I'll redact that. I'm going to quicken spell again. I'm going to fire another 2.
Okay. So you guys watch as after firing the first 2 Eldritch blasts, he immediately brings his other hand up, and 2 more blasts come out.
Okay, so they both hit again. 5, 5, 10. Plus 8, 18. I think I can only do 1 Fury of the Small on a turn, I believe. Let me just verify. It doesn't limit it. So, yeah, I'll do another 4 again.
Okay.
Yeah, so
just give me a total.
Sorry, like down the thing. My brain is fried right now. I'm so sorry. 18 plus another 4, 22.
Really? That's what you want to do? Sorry, not you, the computer. Yeah, as you fire your other 2 Eldritch Blast, the first one hits the beholder in the lower part of its jaw, which is already hanging a little bit too low, and you hear this kind of sickening as the jaw is just broken off and lands about 10 feet away. The second one goes straight through the center eye, and you guys can now see a hole clearly through the entirety of the beholder where its center eye usually is, and it just clops down in this clump of former beholder mess.
Oh, so it's dropped. It's down.
It's gone. It's gone.
Part of like a balloon as it deflated. Just.
Oh shit! I forgot. Beholder zombies have a thing. What was the total of that damage? I don't think I can roll high enough. It doesn't matter. I can't roll high enough for that. Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah. That's the one, and if that one's the one that's dead, see, that's the only one that had a fairy fire. So I'm going to drop concentration, obviously, since it's gone now. That's one down. Take out the friggin' other one.
All right. Owie.
Like,
There's one more beholder.
Yeah, are we close enough to arrive so whatever the device is protecting us too?
Yes, you're still within 10 feet of the device currently.
Okay, then I
Right, effectively kind of moved around the fountain.
okay, yeah. How many feet are they is the beholder from us?
40 feet now. They can only move 20 feet a turn.
Darn it. Uh let's see. Another two Aldrich Blasts then.
Go for it. These won't have advantage because there's no fairy fire.
Yep,
Yeah,
I
just do it.
know.
Okay.
That doesn't hit. Uh, that was
Well,
an
say the number. These are zombie beholders, so say the number if you hit it.
11.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that did not hit.
And then
Okay,
the
this
second
one might hit. That is a 16.
hits.
Yep.
Armor class of 15. So go ahead and roll damage for that one.
Okay. 3 points of force damage.
All right. So uh, again, Aoi kind of thrusts her rapier a couple times. The first one goes a little bit off target, and the second one knocks one of the stumps of a former eye stalk off, doing minimal damage, but still doing damage. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope, I'm just gonna like try and stay as hidden as I can
Okay.
after that.
So, as you're trying to kind of stay hidden, you see the zombie is getting closer and closer. This yellow ray comes and is able to clip your shoulder, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Alright.
Yellow's not too bad. Hopefully.
Alright.
It's
That
the color of
is
the sun.
19.
Yeah, you feel your muscles start kind of locking up, and you can feel everything, your entire body starting to kind of shut down. You go, no, and you kind of shake it off as the paralysis has no effect on you.
Proficiency on con saves.
The other holder's
It's
gone.
an angry nose.
Smegwick, they're now 20 feet away. And again, they seem to be kind of beelining it towards Esmiel. 2 rounds have passed, by the way.
I haven't taken a turn yet. Can I take a turn?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was my bad. Arai,
okay.
before the paralysis happens, Arai. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I was
very
like, okay, we're
confusing.
going back. I mean, we're going back to Smegwick. He's doing all the damage, so let's just we'll have to watch him kill the other one.
Smegwick needs to recoup some meta magic. So you need to unload if you're going to do this.
So it's 40 feet away right now. It hasn't come closer yet, but
Okay.
we want to.
Our eye is going to get closer to the edge of the boundary where the beholder the beholder is the end of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a little bit closer to him, and then he's gonna rage.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you guys watch as Arai. You've seen this a few times before. Arai gets this very cold look at his eyes. You see his muscles start to kind of
What shenanigans happen?
flex.
That's what I'm
See him
looking at
take-
right now.
You see him take his pike off and just kind of twirl it absentmindedly, slam it into the ground, and you could feel the kind of cold anger coming off of him.
There's a useless one right now, but it would still be funny as hell. I'm really hoping it happens someday.
I want you to tell me which one it is. Cool. So. let me just look at
Magic
them.
barbarians is a thing that should never happen, but it did.
So I have an intangible spirit.
Cool.
So a little pixie glows next to me. No, a little light, since she did say light, knight in shrouding armor. Or I was gonna have a little light show up next to him. Actually, no, that's within 5 feet of the creature. Cool. So, And then once my turn ends, it's going to just sort of emit a really bright, sparkly glow.
Gonna explode.
It's gonna explode in
That's the one.
sparkly glitter.
I
And
guess
it's gonna-
is that exploding flum for a pixie or some shit?
yeah,
Yes, that's the one I wanted.
good.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna take damage if it hits.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to attack it with my javelin.
Okay. So you guys watch as Arai takes his
actually
pike
have to roll
off his
with it.
back and he just kind of slams it into the cobblestone ground, and it goes fully in like it was just soft earth. He reaches and pulls out this perfectly formed javelin, kind of aims his sight, and first attack is
14.
14. Just barely misses. You want to go for a second?
Yep.
Brings another perfectly formed javelin. You have no idea where he's hiding these javelins.
You want to know though? 16.
Oh no.
Boom! Goes right into the side of the creature. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, actually, shoot. The first one hit. I forgot to add the hit DC to it.
Okay, so they both hit. So you guys
Sorry.
thought that it would shoot, but it actually ricocheted, came back, and stabbed it in the butt.
Sorry, I forgot to read. Okay, one more time. 9 and 7, so 16. And
Okay.
then the pixie explodes. And he must make the dex saving throw, baby.
What's the DC?
15.
I just love
Well,
the
he
imagery
got a
because
nat 20.
is it half damage? Is it save or suck?
Must succeed. Yeah, so then it doesn't take anything.
Okay.
It's
So
just
there's
this
this-
imagery of this wild, that's out of nowhere. This fairy.
So,
It shows up and gets scared and just goes.
Chax, are you familiar with what a flump is?
Yes.
Okay. So at first you guys see these little tentacles start forming right next to this creature. You're like, shh, it's another beholder. And soon, instead of a beholder showing up, you see this weird, kind of very friendly looking, shining jellyfish next to the beholder. And it just goes, pop, 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 pop. And the beholder just kind of looks at it and keeps moving with two javelins. How much damage did the javelins do?
16.
16 total?
Yes.
All right. Then it moves within 20 feet, shoots the parallelist thing, and I don't forget. Jax's turn next time. 2 rounds have passed. Now the glow is extending slightly beyond the item itself. Smegwick, you're up.
Okay. Okay. All right, take another Eldritch Blast, you bastard. And, yeah. Eldritch Blast. Actually, no. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's no crit fishing. Sorry. 9 plus 9, 18.
Got it? So again, Smegwick extended his hand. 2 more bolts of pure magical force go out. And
That's cocked. God, I wish that wasn't. That was an 8. Okay. Well, playing on his word, yay! Is get max damage, 15.
All right.
15 plus 4, another Fury of the Small, so it'll be 19.
okay, is that both attacks?
Sorry, no, that was just the
Okay, go ahead and just give me the
first attack. Oh,
just
I'm
so
sorry,
I have
God.
less. Just so
My
I have
brain.
less. I get it.
Yeah.
Just
My
so I have
brain was
less
going-
math to do. The less math, the easier it is for me. Nat 20?
Yes!
Okay, roll all of the damage. So you guys watch as the first bolt hits, and it hits really squarely.
We're up to 19. We're up to 19.
I'm going to narrate while you do math.
1.
So you see the
3.
first bolt kind of knocks a chunk off. The second one hits the beholder square in the eye, and you watch as the eye itself kind of bursts and just slowly leaks out of the socket. Now the beholder zombie has no eye where the socket is supposed to be,
Okay,
just an empty
in-
socket. Go
In
ahead.
total, 32 points.
32. That's a nice amount.
Yeah, because my brain, I was going like, don't roll with advantage, and then all of a sudden I was just like, but I have 2 shots. That was the reason why.
Okay.
And then I use my bonus action to recoup a spell slot to sorcery points.
Gotcha. Cool. Owie.
Is the beholder like level with the fountain?
It's floating about like 8 feet in the air, so it's
Okay. Can I like go at the fountain and try to leap up and do a rapier swipe on it?
well. It's still at this point. It's 20 feet away. So if you want to
Uh,
move 20 feet, you can definitely attack it, but you
Yeah.
have to move 20 feet.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Go for it. Yeah, go ahead and make your rapier to attack, or 2 of them, since you can.
Yeah,
do
2 of
that.
them.
While you do that, Arai is going to shout at you to stay within.
Oh, yeah,
Alrighty.
that's right. Sorry.
I would say from where you are right now, because you have 30 feet of movement, you could move 20 to attack, and then you could theoretically move back 10 feet to be still
Yeah.
within the area. You'll just get an opportunity attack.
All right. 27.
You said it definitely hits.
All right. Should I roll damage now or?
You can do both of them at the same time. Go ahead and roll your other
Okay.
attack.
All right. Oh, nice. That is 24.
24. Both of them hit. Go ahead and roll damage for both of them. So you guys watch as Owie runs forward, her rapier in hand. The first thing she does, she plunges the rapier in, and it goes deep. And the beholder itself, having fought many living creatures before, you're not quite expecting just how little resistance there was. And so the rapier goes in all the way to the hilt, and you get splashed with a little bit of zombie beholder mess. As you pull it out, come around, stab it again. What's the total damage?
19 points of piercing.
19. It is looking rough. It is, again, after getting hit to twice by yours, it's just barely floating off of the ground, but it's still up. And then if you wanted
Okay,
to...
I'm going action surge.
Okay, go ahead and give me another 2 attacks.
Okay. Actually, since I recently learned I can do lightning breath in place of one of my attacks instead of just the action, I'm gonna do that first.
Okay, so you guys
So
watch...
that'll be a dexterity saving throw.
I already know, beholder zombies have great decks.
Yeah.
One rolled pretty good when I did very far.
Well, I got an 18 for a dex save.
No.
But it's still, I believe it still takes half damage, right?
Yeah, it does.
So you go and roll your damage. So you guys watch as Owie kind of runs forward, stabs twice, and then seemingly unnaturally fast, you watch as she opens her mouth, and this bolt of lightning comes out, and the beholder is able to kind of move to the side slightly, so it only just barely grazes it, but you can still see lightning traveling all over it. What's the damage?
So it takes 5 points of lightning.
Gotcha.
And then I'll take another rapier swipe.
Go for it.
And that's not gonna happen. That is less than 15.
Okay. So you try and get one more attack on it, but the beholder's body is still convulsing from the bits of lightning that are still going over it, and so it just kind of moves slightly, and you miss it. Are you still gonna run back then?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Actually, I'm gonna stay within close contact with it. I don't want to take another beam.
Beams are not opportunity attacks.
I'm betting it's probably going to chomp you, or try to.
Yeah, it can't use a beam as an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just jump backwards
Okay.
within range of the box then.
Okay. So it takes a swing. Does a 20 hit your armor class?
I'm going to reaction shield.
Okay. So you guys watch after making the thrust. You watch as Aoi kind of does this backflip in the air to get back to where she's within range of this box, and the beholder just kind of comes out and tries to take a chunk out of her, and just without even looking, she just kind of waves her hand, and the shield of energy comes, and the beholder chomps on the shield, breaks a tooth, and kind of goes back down as she lands about 10 feet in front of the rest of you right now. Anything else?
Hey, your go,
Arai, what you want to do?
Arai is going to close the window so that they can actually see the character sheet. Essentially, he's going to try and pull an owie.
Okay.
So,
And go
that
ahead.
looks really cool, and Arai wants to be cool as well.
Pull an owie. Give it an owie.
I'll give
Yeah, he will.
So you guys watch, I'm assuming with your pike then?
With my pike, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys watch as Arai picks his pike out of the cobblestone, kind of shakes off a little bit, squares up, and just starts running directly towards the beholder. First attack?
23.
Definitely hits. Go and roll your second.
11.
11. So he goes forward, thrusts into the beholder itself. Go ahead and roll damage for that first attack.
Yep. 14.
14. And as you thrust into the beholder, as you're going forward, the beholder, seeing you coming, decides that it's not going to miss its bite this time. So it opens its maw wide, and as you go through...
While it's doing that, can the flumph appear again as my bonus action and just go right in?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Focuses on it.
So it opens up, and you see this just disgusting toothy maw, Rancor style. As you're getting closer and closer, you can see it starting to close, and you just thrust the pike up through the roof of its mouth into where you believe its brain should be, and you feel the entire creature shudder, and you suddenly realize that nothing is keeping this afloat anymore. And so you very quickly pull the pike out as it starts collapsing like a cave collapsing around you, and the flump goes in and goes to give you a little bit of extra time, and in front of you is the corpse of a beholder zombie that does still get a chance to...
Revive.
Yeah, no it doesn't.
Hey.
I rolled a 6. And so it lies on the ground, and it starts looking like it's trying to get up again, and then...
Come on, let's make a run for it.
So, do you want to go back to where...
Ismail is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you get back there, anything else you want to do with your turn?
Well, look around.
Okay.
See if there's any other beholders coming towards us or anything of imminent.
So as you walk back, you kind of do a quick perimeter scan. You notice, again, the city is in chaos. Beholders are everywhere. And you're seeing creatures that you've never seen before. You're seeing those tiny, small, kind of albino-looking balls going around and attaching tentacles to people and just kind of sucking the life out of them. You're seeing... you're seeing these strange-looking beholders without enough tentacles or eye stalks kind of coming around and biting and attacking people. And suddenly, in all the chaos, you see a single beholder, full-grown beholder, turn and look directly at your party and start coming directly towards you.
Live one!
All right.
And he
So-
sends his pike.
So
Well,
is that the-
are we still in initiative? Or
We
is this
we
like
are
a break?
this
Okay.
this
Okay.
because she said that she was specifically looking. This creature is going to appear at the top of the round. So, anything else you want to do with your turn? Sorry. To be perfectly honest, I don't remember using a pronoun, but
Okay. It's okay. I have it now just for fun. Oh no, we're still in initiative order, so.
okay.
Okay.
So, top of the round, 100 feet away is. And before I say the wrong thing, yeah, 100 feet away is a full-grown beholder that is staring at all of you. Smegwick, what would you like to do? It's going to just use the Beholder Zombies initiative, so it'll go after all you guys.
Okay. So it's slowly coming at us. Okay, I'm guessing it has a better rate of movement than regular. I'm gonna try and shoot it
You'd
with a ray of
think.
frost. Yeah, I'm gonna try and use it. I'm gonna try to use a ray of frost on it.
Sure.
Like, hopefully not directly at the eye.
As you start to try and conjure it, nothing happens.
Are we directly in front of it?
Mm-hmm.
So well, the
Yeah.
ray would go off, but it would like I would guess it would get in the field of range, and then it would just like, disperse.
You guys are currently in
Yep.
I thought
the
it was
Cone
100
of
feet,
Doom.
100 feet away.
150-foot cone.
Oh, okay.
Fuck!
So you
Okay.
guys are currently, as you sit there, and you would notice before you cast the spell completely, magic isn't working right now.
Well, fuck.
Again, you guys have one turn left until whatever happens, happens. So,
Run.
Sorry. So how close is the beholder to us?
he's 100 feet away.
He is 100 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cone is a 150-foot cone, but
Okay.
he is 100 feet away.
Okay. Well, shit. He's 100 feet away. We'll just pick her up and move her
Yeah.
back.
Fuck it.
Okay.
This thing's about to kick off, so let's just all move back.
Yeah, let's book it.
Okay. So are you going to try and pick up Esme, or are you just going to run backwards?
I'm gonna try and
pick up Esmail.
Specifically, just
Oh,
talk to
sorry.
Spankwick right now,
My bad.
because we're still in initiative right now, because
yeah.
it makes it easier on me.
Yeah, I'll just move backwards. I'm gonna try and keep it as a not move too far, because obviously we have to move with and kind of try and move as a unit now.
Okay. So just full 30 feet, or do you want to double move?
For clarification, if Arai picks up Esmiel and we all move,
I'm going to have Arai make me an athletics check. Arai has a really bad record with athletics check. He never makes them. So
Terrible.
if he can make him, he can, because Esmiel is so much smaller than Arai will be able to move with Esmiel his normal movement. If he fails the check, then it's the normal grappling rules, which is half movement.
okay. Then I will.
And Esmiel's a barbarian, so he's faster than
Arai's
than
barbarian.
you. Or Arai, I'm sorry, yeah, Arai's a barbarian, so he's faster than you.
Yeah.
It
So
is
I will double move to stay within range. That way he's still.
So once
will
you-
catch up.
Once you move 50 feet, you suddenly feel magical again, because now you're just barely outside the cone.
Okay. So would hypothetically would I be able to do a spell now, or would that just get caught in
Well,
the
you
cone?
used
and
you
there's no
used
point?
your action to double move.
It's an action.
Oh, roll me. Nah, you would know well enough. Anti-magic field. If you cast magic outside of the field that goes into the field,
imagine it
it ends
disperse.
it. Yeah.
I didn't know how I hit it, because like as again it's a cone versus any of that, so I didn't know if I got a angle on that. If I don't have an angle, then it moves.
Now, since you're moving like directly away from it, it is at the end of it. It is a cone that is 150 feet long and 150 feet wide.
Okay, so then I'll just move
So,
back. And
yeah.
I'll use my bonus action to recoup magic.
All right, cool. We're back to Owie. You just watched Smegwick
Fall
book it.
back.
Yeah. I am running to where Smegma is.
Okay. So Aoi starts her Naruto run.
Yeah, Naruto run.
Anything else you want to do other than running? Do you have a bonus action that you want to use?
I I'm going to. Is it possible to use my like my? Is it an action to dodge or?
Dodge
The
is
dodge
normally an action.
Okay.
So unless you're a rogue or something like that, you can't do it as a
Yeah.
bonus action.
Okay, so I'll use my action to dodge in case
Well,
that
so because Smegwick double moved, if you want to keep up with
oh
him, you would need
yeah, I
to
would
double move
have
as
to
well.
use my action and I'll dash.
I mean, unless
Okay.
you want a Misty Step or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you could bonus action Misty Step and not have to use
Just take
anything.
a spell slot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay, so... Oh, wait, no, you can't. You're in the anti-magic cone. Sorry, you do have to run.
Oh,
I keep
Yeah.
forgetting about that.
well, technically you could move, well, which 30 feet, so you'd still be in the animatic, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys got to move 50 feet to get out of it, so... So anyway...
Yeah, and I used my action surge, so that's
Okay.
not an option.
All right, Arai, I need an athletics check from you
Yep.
while you're raging. So I think that gives you double disadvantage while you're raging, right?
It
Yeah, double
does.
disadvantage.
It does.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Without my advantage or anything, it would be a 26. So I think I'm okay with that.
And you have to subtract 20 from it. Yeah, so you see Esmiel, and Esmiel is no longer losing blood, so she's not really getting worse, but she does look very, very sleepy. And as soon as you kind of pick her up, she kind of nuzzles into your
Aww.
chest.
Pick her up. Come on, love.
And then, yeah, moving 60 feet is nothing for you.
80 feet.
Which is why I said.
Well, I'm
60
hoping
feet
you're
is
going to be
nothing.
within. We're going to be within range.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck us then. Okay.
All right, just keeps on going.
Bye.
It's like that scene from. Damn it, I can't remember. The movie about. Never mind. Movie about the homeless kid that's adopted by the Tuies, and the movie was nothing like the actual story.
The Batstrons?
I don't know. Anyway, guy, and he takes him and he tackles the dude all the way off the field. And go, where's he going? I was taking him to the bus, coach. It's time for him to go home. So yeah, you're all getting there. The device, whatever it is going nuts at this point, and it has created a field about 10 feet or 20 feet in diameter, 10-foot radius. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Ask her what this is. What we are supposed to be doing with this besides having it protect us. Like,
And
what's
so
her plan?
She kind of looks up at you and is like, are you asking me to dance?
Oh no.
Sweetheart, we are dancing.
The beholder should be able to move faster than a beholder zombie, but it can't. So it slowly moves 20 feet closer, and the range on its eye rays are 120 feet. So you guys are 10 feet shy of being able to be hit by the bastard. It does point its eye on you, and so you guys feel your magic, all of your magic items, and that just lose all of their properties. But for whatever reason, this item, which is obviously magical, is not affected by it whatsoever.
Oh, thank God.
And so as you guys are sitting there, you see just this flurry of beams start just moving towards you. And suddenly you all feel this strange sensation. You all have experienced teleportation magic before. This is nothing like that. You feel like you're being ripped out of reality. The world itself shatters around you. You see strange shapes. You see this massive creature with a mouth larger than Imperius, looking at you and getting closer and closer, and suddenly everything stops.
I honestly God thought you froze because you were so damn still. I looked. Thankfully, someone else was moving. I was like,
You guys hear the sound of birds. You look around. You're still in the clearing where the fountain is. The fountain's in front of you, but it looks broken. You look around. You can see pieces of the city in various places. But you can also see trees growing throughout the city. And these are not small trees. These are ancient redwood style sized trees that seem to be just growing in random spots in the city. You look up, expecting to see the kind of white blue sky of the sovereignty, but that's not what you see. You look up and you see this strange, almost twilight looking sky. You smell not just the forest around you, but the air itself has an energy to it. Arai, you instantly relax without thinking. As you look around at the Feywild, suddenly you hear movement. You turn and you see a larger man. In his hand is a rapier. That the handle itself is curved to form a pistol grip. So he's pointing it directly at you, wearing traditional Bladesinger clothing. Next to him is a woman who has a small child on her hip. Both of them just kind of staring at you. Arai, you remember the faces, but the last time you saw them, they were significantly older. As your father points his weapon at you and says, "Who are you?"
Dad?
And that is where we're going to end it
what?
for today.
Time travel!
As always, if you did miss any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/trainerjody. Otherwise, again, it's going to be all for us today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dimension 20. Bok bok.